Hey Shark fans, it's Melinda Marsalis. Welcome to Heard It on the Shark. I'll be your show host, and Mississippi Hills National Heritage Area is your show sponsor. Heard It on the Shark is a weekly interview show that airs every Tuesday at 11 a.m. on the Shark 102.3 FM radio station based in Ripley, Mississippi. Then it's released as a podcast on all the major podcast platforms. You'll hear interviews with the movers and shakers in North Mississippi who are making things happen. I'll talk to entrepreneurs, leaders of business, medicine, education, and the people behind all the amazing things happening in North Mississippi. When people ask you, how did you know about that? You'll say, I heard it on the Shark. Heard It on the Shark is brought to you by the Mississippi Hills National Heritage Area. We want you to get out and discover the historic, cultural, natural, scenic, and recreational treasures of the Mississippi Hills that are right in your backyard. And of course, we want you to take the Shark 102.3 FM along for the ride. Musical credit belongs to Hill Country Blues guitar legend Gary Burnside and the late great Buddy Grisham, playing Long Way Home from their album Acoustic Brothers, which was recorded at Sun Bear Studio in Ripley, Mississippi.
This program was recorded at Sun Bear Studio in Ripley, Mississippi.
Hey Shark fans, it's Melinda with another episode of Heard It on the Shark. And a couple of weeks ago, we heard from Election Commission Chairman Randle Hall, who is the Election Commission Chairman for Tippah County, and Tippah County Circuit Clerk Koon. And we talked about a lot of good stuff about the upcoming election. Ran out of time, and this is part 2 of our conversation. Are we able to vote absentee yet? Has that opened?
September 23rd.
September the 23rd, you can begin to vote absentee.
Absentee ballots will be available in the circuit clerk's office.
All right, what has to be true for you to be able to vote absentee? What do you have to do?
If you're going to be out of county,
okay,
come in. There's several things on the application to vote absentee, but sickness, hospital, also like temporarily or permanently disabled people. Of course, we'll mail those out, the permanently disabled.
And also for military that are overseas.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, they get a ballot sent to them.
It seems like there was an age that you could be a certain age and vote absentee. Was that just a COVID thing? I've gotten so confused. The rules seem to have changed. So there's not if you're over 75, you can vote absentee, period. That's not true?
No, anybody can vote.
Okay. But, I mean, you don't just automatically, even if you live in town, if you're over a certain age, that doesn't let you vote absentee. Mm-hmm. Okay. I made that up. Sometimes I do that sort of thing. That's why we do this. That's why we do this radio program, is because I feel like if I'm confused about something, there's other people out there listening who are confused, and we want everybody to be able to take part in this and every election and go out there and vote. So, yes. Well, tell me.
And if anybody needs any information on that, please call the circuit clerk's office. They can explain it. Or if you know your election commission, they can get you the same answer. So utilize those people that are in place that takes care of this.
Put y'all to work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and if you don't know, you can look it up.
Yep.
Yeah,
you can.
Yeah. Okay. So tell about voter participation typically. Randle, I guess I'm asking you because Phil just got here this year. So tell me about what percent vote in Tippah County.
Oh, I got some good numbers on that.
Tell
you want me to tell it?
Yeah, I'll let him tell it.
Phil.
2016, 2020, during the presidential election, we had like 73% turnout of the registered voters in Tippah County that voted for president.
That's great.
Normally, during a county campaign like we had last August, you'll have a turnout of 45%. But the presidential election, it's always a lot larger turnout for that election.
Yeah, and it's so funny to me because it's so backwards.
Yeah. Like
your local elected officials are who really affect your life the most.
That's true. Just like who's responsible for paving roads and stuff when you go to the polls and vote on election day. It ain't the president of the United States. It's your supervisors. It's your county government that's involved in all that. And you have 40% turnout for them elections and have a 72 or 75% turnout for the presidential election.
Yeah, it's very strange. Well, let's talk about how easy it is to vote, Randle. Tell about all the precincts where you can go vote.
Well, we have, we're down to 21 precincts.
Oh, that's right. We closed three?
We
merged
three with other precincts. The first being Providence has merged with Peoples, and Cotton Planet south of Blue Mountain is merging with Blue Mountain, and then Clariesville, that's out by the old Buena Vista School, they're merging with New Hope. So that's the only precincts that have been affected. So people in those previous precincts, voter registration cards have been sent out to them, telling them where their new voting precinct is. So if you get any kind of correspondence in the mail, please open it, because it could have important information for you on Election Day.
About where to go vote.
Mm-hmm.
You need to take identification.
Yeah. Have to present a driver's license, a military ID, accredited college student ID will work, firearm permit, anything that's got a picture on it and got your information on it is an acceptable form of identification. Now, you just can't go in there and present your voter registration card unless it's issued from the Secretary of State's office. For people that don't have driver's license, that are elderly, they can get a Mississippi voter ID from the Secretary of State's office. And the picture is made here in the courthouse and is sent to Jackson, and they issue it. So people that don't have no form of identification can get that, to carry it to the precinct and vote.
And the general hours that a precinct is open on Election Day are what?
From 7 a.m. in the morning to 7 p.m. in the evening.
Are you looking for poll workers this year?
Yeah, we always stand in need of poll workers. And I think one of the interviews that you and I had, you seemed interested, so I've done put you on the spot. So anyway, I'll be getting in touch with you.
Okay, Randle, I'm going to come through, and I'm gonna do what I said I was going to do. I'm going to be a poll worker this year, and I'm super excited about it. Do I have to be there at 7 a.m.?
You have to be there at 6 a.m.
Oh, my goodness. Randle, any final words from you?
Yes, I'd like to just touch base on this. Now, when there's an election that takes place, your right to vote is your right to go vote. It's your right to choose whoever you want. That's a right that can never be taken away from you. So I encourage everybody to get involved on anything, anytime there's an election coming up. You have a right, and your vote just might count for the right reason. So don't never neglect, well, I don't know who's on the ballot. I don't know who's running. What are we voting on? Get involved. Find out. And we've all got enough words that we can share all day long.
Yeah, but it is a beautiful thing to get to vote and to have your opinion count, and whether you're on the group that you think is going to win or lose, it doesn't matter. Just put your word out there and put your voice on a ballot. So I'm a big believer in voting every time. But do your research first. Don't just do it blind.
Yes.
Okay, Shark fans, that's it for this edition of Heard It on the Shark. Thank you to Phil Koon, who is the Tippah County Circuit Clerk, and Randle Hall, who is the Election Commission Chairman for Tippah County. Tune in every Tuesday at 11 a.m. to find out what's going on with our local community leaders. If you have a question, comment, or suggestion for an interview, or if you want access to this interview, go to our website, shark1023.com, and click on the podcast tab. Keep it tuned to the Shark 1023 and have a great rest of the day.
The Mississippi Hills National Heritage Area was established by the United States Congress in 2009 and represents a distinctive cultural landscape shaped by the dynamic intersection of Appalachian and Delta cultures. This intersection has produced a powerful concentration of nationally significant cultural icons, including King of Rock and Roll Elvis Presley, First Lady of Country Music Tammy Wynette, blues legend Howlin' Wolf, civil rights icons Ida B. Wells Barnett and James Meredith, America's favorite playwright Tennessee Williams, and Nobel laureate William Faulkner. The stories of the Mississippi Hills are many and powerful, from music and literature to Native American and African American heritage to the Civil War. The Mississippi Hills National Heritage Area supports the local institutions that preserve and share Northeast Mississippi's rich heritage. Begin your discovery of the historic, cultural, natural, scenic, and recreational treasures of our region by visiting the Mississippi Hills National Heritage Area online at mississipphills.org.
This show is made possible by JC Media, LLC in Ripley, Mississippi. JC Media owns the Shark 102.3 Classic Rock FM radio station where the show is hosted, and Sun Bear Recording Studio where the interviews are recorded. We need your feedback and support. If you listen to the podcast on a player like iTunes, Google Podcast, or Amazon Music, please subscribe to the show and leave us a review. We also have an email in which you can share your feedback. That email is theshark1023@gmail.com. Subscribe to our podcast on your favorite app or stream episodes online at shark1023.com/podcasts. Today's episode was produced by Melinda Marsalis. It was edited by Rick Williams and engineered by Chris Marsalis. The podcast technician is Joyce Grady.